There are real business values that you can attach to moving to the integrated type solution.
And I assume you and your resellers can help end users kind of understand that and make that.
Sure, absolutely. One of the biggest challenges that we have right now, and we think this is going to change a lot because of our announcement, is that we haven't made a huge push into the SolidWorks community and working with a lot of the SolidWorks VARs, because I mentioned during our announcement that CAD Edge really is a prototypical VAR, and they get it. It's not the other guys don't get it, but they've never really thought about it. And CAD Edge for years has been thinking about it and working with us, and they came to us and said, we want to make a commitment to not only provide SolidWorks to our end users, but a complete design and manufacturing solution, and that was their goal, and that's what our goal is for resellers. But it took us about 9 months working with and educating their sales staff on how to understand the differences between the design and engineering community and the manufacturing community, because they're two different groups of people. Traditionally, even if you go to universities, the design and engineering students stay away from the machine shop, and the machining guys, stay away from the design and engineering guys. That has to go away. So that's another thing we can talk about: education. There's a huge push educating the resellers who can educate the end users, the educators who are educating the future engineers and machinists at trade schools and at universities. It's going to take an effort over the next couple years, and all of us, all of the integrated solutions, us, SolidCam, CamWorks, Delcam for SolidWorks, Hypermill, even Bobcat Cam that has Bobcat Cam for SolidWorks. All of us know that the future is integration. I mean, CATIA and Unigraphics and Pro-E back in the day, they already answer the question, do people want an integrated solution? Absolutely. They want integration. But most people couldn't afford the higher end products.
All right, well, tell me a little bit about this. You talk about this being a design to manufacturing solution. It's an integrated solution. Right. And it sounds in particular, it's particularly beneficial to small and medium-sized businesses. Imagine I'm running a small, medium-sized business. I'm a SolidWorks 2010 user, so I qualify for HSMXpress for free. Tell me, how quickly could I get HSMXpress up and running, integrated with SolidWorks, and operating in this CAD-CAM kind of solution arena that you're describing? Take me through the path and how fast I can get there.
Sure. Okay, it's all predicated on one thing: the end user's level of knowledge of machining. If they're proficient with SolidWorks, and we'll assume that they are, and they're proficient with machining, and they understand CAM, the learning curve is 20 minutes or less. They have to download the software, they have to activate the software, they can generate toolpaths. HSMXpress includes all of our generic posts. They can generate generic toolpaths, for their machining centers immediately. So they can start cutting parts the same day. Now, obviously, you have to generate the toolpath. There's a lot more to machining than just generating the toolpath. But the answer to your question is, very quickly, if they're proficient with SolidWorks and proficient with CAM, and I would say quicker than any other type of approach if they're not proficient with one or the other, but it's not painful. That's the advantage with SolidWorks and using that SolidWorks design environment, I believe they call it, that's what we call it. It's such an intuitive interface that users, the learning curve is not painful, and that's very important.
And how would a small, medium-sized business that doesn't have a lot of machining expertise, how do they get up that learning curve?
That's a great question. And the answer to that's pretty long, but I'm going to give you the short version of it. First of all, they have to partner with somebody who has the machining experience. Whether that is someone that they're going to hire, a consultant. There are tons of people that are expert machinists that are looking for work that would not only be grateful for the work, but I can tell you would be such a huge value to a lot of those types of small companies, because the CAM is the easy part. Doing toolpaths, the developers, they figure out all the hard stuff, the algorithms that generate the high quality toolpaths and stuff. With HSMWorks, that takes seconds. I mean, seconds, even for huge files. I mean, it takes seconds to do massive files. So for small files, but it takes an understanding of the machining so people can do it effectively, safely, and repeatably have the quality that they expect. It takes partnering with a consultant, a machinist, hiring someone, working with the machine tool dealers. Haas CNC has a network of, they're called Haas factory outlets. And we're in no way, shape, or form affiliated with Haas. We just happen to be a fan of Haas, and I love using their machines. They're good machines. They have a network of VARs all across the country called Haas factory outlets. That is a great place to start because they not only have the machines, they know the people, the consultants that can help, they can help, and they probably know people that are looking for work that could hit the ground running with that organization.
You'd mentioned in your press announcement a short time ago that you're also partnering with the 3D printer companies, the Objets, the Stratuses. Tell me a little bit more about how HSMWorks and HSMXpress is working with the 3D printer companies.
Sure. We don't partner directly with any of the companies. We have a relationship with Objet. A funny story that we'll talk about sometime, maybe offline. Those guys have a phenomenal product. CAD sells Objet. Many of the other resellers that we have a lot of respect for, great guys, sell Objet. Objet printers. That's just one, and I know a lot of customers that personally use their products as well as products from other companies that are just amazing. The technology is amazing. Where we fit with them is that there is a market or there's a need for additive prototyping.
Right.
No brainer, and that's something that I think a lot of the job shops and machine shops that traditionally have not gotten into it are starting to recognize. That's a service that they can provide to people, but that's another side story. But CAM should be right there, subtractive, because you're getting functional working prototypes and machined parts, short run stuff that you just can't get through even an Objet printer. There's sort of different uses. Industrial designers, guys that are needing to generate quick, complex prototypes. 3D printing is the way to go. And the cool thing I like about Objet is that they have so many different types of materials. I mean, it literally is amazing what they can do today. So I would say that we're just part of one of the solutions along with 3D printing that VARs like CAD Edge out of New England, and I mentioned Modern Tech earlier, and others, deliver to the end users so that they can have a complete design and manufacturing solution.
Mm-hmm. HSMXpress is obviously only for SolidWorks.
Right.
And as you mentioned, very important, it's for SolidWorks 2010 or higher users, correct?
Sure.